there is an entire section module which I call interactive touchpoint, which is about a patient's journey from the first interaction at the entire patient's journey while they are interacting with the doctor and the clinic staff. So this entire what is called nowadays the MBAs have used all these big jargons, customer care journey and customer mapping and all these things. I've used a very simple thing. There are 5 key interactions when a patient simply wants to come to a clinic or a doctor. There are 5 key interactions which happens in this journey. The first interaction is the interactive point one. Touch. I call it interactive touch points because these are the places where you have to actually give 1% extra of that care and some personal touch, because 85% of the treatments are same. What you as a doctor is providing is another next door doctor in the same locality is providing. 85% of the treatments are mostly same. So what differentiate is that one step extra of that care and the personal touch and some kind of personal thing, which is where this interactive touch points becomes very important to develop that. It also becomes very important interactive touch points not just for the care. It gives you the care, it gives you the loyalty, it gives you the repeat business, and most important, it also increases you uh, to get those conversions from simple inquiries to actual conversions, and get the repeat business referrals and the loyalty factor. So that's why, and these are all three things that you as a doctor needs to understand. What is that special customer care that you need to build in these 5 interactive touch points, because 85% of the treatments are same. So what is that 15% extra of that personal touch and care is where it is these 5 places where you have to actually do it. So how to do it differently using 3 things. The first interaction is when you interactive touch point. I call them interactive touch points. These are the places where a patient gives a phone call to a doctor, clinic staff, and they interact with the doctor or the clinic receptionist assistant. There is an interaction, and this till the time the treatment is prescription is written, there are 5 key stages of the interaction. I call them touch points. So it is easy recall. There is an interaction and there is a touch point where you can actually show some extra care, one step extra of care that you really care about them, right? First interaction touch point, you receive an inquiry from anywhere, blah blah blah, phone call, I want to come to your clinic and what's your fees. Here there is a ethical sales technique that is used which increases the conversion, which you as a doctor, if a doctor himself is receiving the phone call for a complete new inquiry, then he can use it, and they can train their receptionist assistant how to actually deal with this first inquiry. Because a normal interactive touch point, first what normally doctors do, oh yes, I'm sitting from timing morning 9 to 12 and my fees is say XYZ dollars XYZ, and you can come in between either morning 9 to 12 or in the evening 5 to 8, right? This is the normal things done. But here I have used an ethical sales technique for the interactive touchpoint first, which you need to train your staff that one step extra of care you yourself have to learn, and this all ethical and care based thing which build that which increases the conversions directly at this stage itself. Because as of now it's an inquiry phone call, that person is not yet converted into walk-in patients. So he might be, if it's coming from Just Dial, Practo or internet, that in new inquiry would have shortlisted 2-3 doctors in the same local area and might be giving you might be actually asking the same questions to another competitive doctor in the same local area. So that's why this first interactive touch point and ethical sales technique, which is the care based technique, is used, which is very important to increase the conversions. The second interactive touch point is when which the second interactive touch point is where an actual patient is actually have walked in and sitting inside your reception lobby area. So the patient have actually walked in. He's now sitting in your clinic reception lobby area. Now here is the big mistake that doctors do. The key big mistake that doctors do is they try to make their reception lobby area as a hotel check-in experience. Understand the basic nitties, but with all these costly interiors and all the blah 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 thing which works in the hotel industry, but it will not work inside the medical doctor industry. And here's the reason why. Let's say there is a patient, Mr. Rahim, who just walks in. Okay, he walks in inside a clinic, and his understand the psychology of this patient, Mr. Rahim, when he walks into his doctor's clinic and when he walks in inside the hotel restaurant. When Mr. Rahim is walking inside a clinic setup, most of the medical emergencies visiting a doctor is often unplanned, and they have to last moment they have to give a phone call because there's a all of a sudden there is a pain that is happening in my jaw, There is a pain that's happening in my neck. I need to visit to the orthopedic or physiotherapist, whatever, or a dentist, right? So all it's often is unplanned. So this Mr. Rahim all of a sudden have to take a half day leave from his office to visit to that to the dentist or the local area, and to his doctor or dentist. All of a sudden, since it's unplanned medical emergency, he's mentally slightly disturbed. What will the thought that will be going at this patient's mind when he's sitting in your reception lobby area? Is this doctor going to canvass me for unnecessary X-rays, treatments, and unnecessary thing? Is he going to treat me really well? Am I going to be solved? How long will this thing take? And at that time, when he's sitting in the reception lobby area in your clinic, on his mobile smartphone, he will be going to YouTube and Google and surfing about, let's say my jaws are paining, and what are the different treatments I need to do, this or that. At the same time, he's like slightly agitated, is in pains. His mentally is disturbed. He's not in a balanced state of or very happy state of mind. Just opposite, this is what happens with Mr. Rahim as a patient psychology when it walks in the clinic. Just opposite, when the patient psychology of same Mr. Rahim is walking in a hotel restaurant. He's going to enjoy the dinner. He's sitting in the reception lobby area for the hotel, waiting for his lunch dinner coming in. He's enjoying the ambience, the light music at the hotel restaurant. He's enjoying the he might be taking out the same smartphone and taking out a selfie and posting it on Facebook and sending it to all your friends. Oh, I'm in this hotel restaurant, this and that. He might be opening some jokes or YouTube videos or some songs or some kind of jokes and watching it in his a happy excited state of mind. But the same when he's walking to the hotel restaurant. But when the so the point in this entire thing is the psychology of the patient, Mr. Rahim, is very, very different when it comes inside your clinic, visits a doctor clinic. And so your reception lobby area have to be not acting as a very costly interior to have at a hotel check-in experience, but it have to act like what as a chiller. You have to find out some of the ways, simple ways, so that he's mentally disturbed, like in a mentally disturbed, he's in pains, Mr. Rahim is, and he's like in minus 10 state of mind. So if we can simply come from the minus 10 state of mind to of mentally disturbed and in pains to a minus 7, minus 6, or a balanced state of mind, that is what your entire sitting in the reception lobby area. What are things which can do simple free things, some way or other, acting as it as a chiller zone. When my father was operated for a knee replacement, doctors told me that there is a chiller room that they exist, and before they actually shifted to his room. So something like that we want, so that the from the minus 10 state of mentally disturbed state of mind, this patient is actually coming to minus 7, minus 6 before he actually come to the when he's sitting in the reception lobby area. So this is the interactive touch point 2. When the patient is sitting in the reception lobby area, what are small free things that we can do to actually increase that experience of visiting that clinic in a much better way, and reduces his stress and anxiety and things like that. Okay, now interactive touch point 3 is when a patient is sitting one-on-one with the doctor. Now this is very important. All doctors, the interactive touch point 3 starts when the doctor have written the prescription. So once you have done the entire treatment and you are writing that, okay, take this medicine, or dentists have taken the entire treatment, you have taken the fees, and now you are writing that 2-3 prescription, take this medicine and things like that. Once this entire thing is completed, all your medical stuff is completed, you and your patient are sitting in front of both sides of the table. This is the time when in this interactive touch point 3, I recommend doctors to spend 2 or 3 minutes extra, 3 minutes extra per patient. So interactive touch point 3, when you are sitting one-on-one and the entire this medical treatment is over, prescription writing is over, you try to spend 2 or 3 minutes extra per patient to get to know him, to develop that one-on-one personal connection, to listen to him. What a psychiatrist do, basically, to add some special personal touch. And this is very important to build that loyalty, repeat business, online review, and referrals. So if most doctors, what they do in interactive touchpoint 3 is okay, fine, I've written the medicine, I've taken the prescription, take these medicines and pills for next 3 days, or I've done the dental treatment, scaling jaw, and fine, this is the thing, pay the fees, and then you do. But here, once you have done the entire dental treatment and written the prescription and things, as a conscious habit, you as a doctor need to spend 2 or 3 minutes extra to develop that personal connection, or finding some common grounds where you can develop that personal connection to get to know that patient. As in banking, there is a KYC, know your customer type jargon. So you need to spend 2 or 3 minutes extra. It should, now very important note is, it should not be more than 2 or 3 minutes extra. Secondly, it have to be personal, so it have not to deal with the medical thing. At this point of time, doctors have to be a good listener. So you just ask what a psychiatrist do. They ask some right questions and they listen. So that's what, for 2 to 3 minutes, you have to ask some kind of small things, common grounds where you can develop some personal connection, see if it is. Doctors have to be acting more as a good listener, because doctors are supposed to be serious, and the patient who have just written the prescription, he is still inside the pain. So he have not yet taken the medicine and things. So he is not very much in the cheerful mood. So you need to understand that, and just become a compassionate listener. Have some 2 or 3 common topics which can actually excite the patient to talk to you. But at the same time, it is a balanced conversation. We don't want that. There is some way we can develop that personal touch, and as a conscious habit, you are spending 2 or 3 minutes extra per patient after you have written all the prescription and completed it. Not more than 3 minutes, because if you are talkative or the patient is very talkative, they will start taking doctors for granted, and doctors' valuable time is wasted. And also, another patient is sitting inside their lobby. So so that's why a thumb rule of 2 to 3 minutes extra per patient works very well. So what things you can say here, what things you can develop that personal connection and things is discussed in this. You can also add psychological benefit and things, which is discussed as per the case-to-case thing, which is discussed very much in detail in the marketing services and offers packages, which is I'm going to tell later. But at this point, interactive touchpoint T, as of now, just develop a habit. As a conscious habit, try to spend 2 or 3 minutes extra per patient, not more than 3, and you have to be as a conscious listener, so that you are in control, to avoid patients being very talkative or taking you for granted, and the next patient will be sitting coming in. So just 2 or 3 minutes between 2 patients practically doable to get that personal connection, some kind of personal touch and personal connection, to get to know about your customer, and as the KYC norms in the banking industry, to get to know about your patient personal levels and build that personal levels. So what all things is discussed in this interactive touchpoint 3. Now there is an interactive touchpoint 4, which is where a patient, once he is treated, he simply walks out from the reception lobby area. That's where we want the patient, if she's a ladies patient, like my mother, she normally keeps her ladies purse outside in the reception area when she walks in, and the kids outside in the reception area when she walks in with the doctor. So normally this is a time when we want a small interaction with the receptionist, not you as a doctor. So we want them to, on a case-to-case basis, this is another place where you can develop that one step extra of care when the patient is actually connecting his belongings, like his purse or the kids, from the reception lobby area, and then checking out. So there is another one step extra of care that you can do. So what all things is discussed there. And the interactive touchpoint 5 is basically that next 7 days, if the patient have walked out from your clinic today, the next 7 days is the most important to get loyalty, repeat business, referrals. And here you have to make it a care-based approach, which is discussed in the follow-up system C, care messages approach. But the more important thing is you start making your patient's journey, your customer journey, in this entire start in your mental calculations. These are the 5 interaction touch points, and these are the places where we can, in my clinic, in my location, I can get that one step extra of care, and these are the things where I need to consciously keep in my mental calculations, how I can improve these things, which will in turn give me loyalty, repeat business, referrals, conversions, online reviews, everything. So this is all about the interactive touchpoint section, which is detailed and discussed in this online course training.